Hey everyone, how are you? My name is Alex, and welcome back to Hexacon. So, this is the first live stream episode that I'm actually doing right here on YouTube, and I had intended to do this on D Live yesterday, Thursday, but a lot of stuff came up, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But what I really want to talk to you guys about is today I'm going to be doing some mining, collecting a bunch of sand so that I can make a bunch of smooth sandstone for my house. Then we're going to work on my house, hopefully get it done in tonight's live stream. And I have plenty of time on my hands, and I'm in my house by myself, so I can stream for as long as I want, as loudly as I want to, and not bother anyone because I truly love to record at night versus during the daytime. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I also want to talk to you guys about a few updates that are like around spawn that are pretty interesting. Somebody took like a bunch of these blocks right here and they made like a windows, which is pretty adorable. There's like, hang on. Okay, I think I got it. There was like a piece of fuzz stuck to my mic boon, and it was like really annoying me. Just like, hold on, I gotta fix that because I can see it out of the corner of my eye. So, yeah, somebody did this, and then Bronzy put these signs here. Is this a Windows? And it's just been sitting here, and I'm amazed that like no one has taken it. It's pretty hilarious. Also, somebody tacked a bunch of these banners onto the cherry tree that I built, or fantasy tree. I don't really know what kind of tree this is. Like, I kind of intended to do a cherry tree, but then I just was like, you know what? I'll just do whatever. Just make like a pretty tree that's sort of like a cross between a cherry tree and a willow tree, and we'll see what happens. Um, so yeah, also, and I have absolutely no idea why this is here like this, but there's just a piece of glass, like a glass painted with a sign on it, and it's just floating in the air. And again, I have no idea what this is and what its purpose is, but it's here. So, let me just check my stream really quick, and okay, good. I'm still connected. For some reason, when I was streaming with D Live, I had like really bad connection issues, which is very interesting because I've never had that issue with YouTube. Also, Newt has maps of his forest in this barrel right here and coordinates to his base, which like his base is like right over there. So yeah, but I also want to show you guys over here is Double Rainbow's shop. So yeah, it's called Shop Shanty. I bought a couple of things yesterday. Oh, she already got the diamonds. Cool. I bought a couple of stacks of cooked fish, but she's got bamboo in here, raw salmon, the puffer fish. She's got just there's a lot of stuff. Ooh, saddles, nice. More saddles. Ooh, even more stuff. So there's a lot of things in here, and there's also a lot of empty chests too, because she's now in that like 10 ton of things that you need to have like a full grocery store, you know what I mean? But that's kind of what this is, I guess. But it's just like really cool, and I like the way that she built it. I mean, it really does look like a little, you know, market. It's super cute. I love the way that she built it. I love the way that she used the new blocks too. It's so cool looking. So yeah, and there's also an extra sheep pen right here, and there's a couple of sheep, what do you call it? Guys over here that get like auto sheared, which is pretty awesome. So, yeah. Apparently, this produces like a stack an hour or something like that. It's okay, and we're back. So, hi, Cheese Empire. Welcome back to the channel. And Thank you for tuning into the stream. You are awesome. So, for some reason, in 1.14, I get these really intense lag spikes that just lock up the game for me completely, and if I'm streaming, it interrupts my stream, and I have to completely restart streaming. And on YouTube, this doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. Like, it can kind of work itself out. But if I'm streaming on D Live, however, it turns into total chaos. So that's a thing. But anyways, actually, let me grab this bed because I'm gonna do the mining first. So I really want to like have a bed with me. It's also why I'm taking so much extra food because it's like I want food. You know, I'm gonna be underground for a while. So do I? You know what? Let me grab that coal actually. That's like that I just saw right there because I need it. Oh goodness. Oh, that's great to just like throw myself in a hole. It's always good to go mining with a little bit of extra coal. Oh hi, I see you. What's up? How's it going, dude? Probably the last thing you wanted to encounter. Like you thought you wanted to encounter me, and then it didn't turn out so well for you. I'm gonna light this up just for safety's sake. I'm actually going to build a proper strip mine at my base, but I really want to see if there's any coal in here that I've just never mined. Oh, hi! And grab that, because that's just a little bit easier for me right now. So, I'm gonna do that really quick. I feel like it's a good way to be kind of efficient and smart about this whole thing and plan everything out. So anyways, Cheese Empire, how have you been? How are you doing? How's life? Hope everything is going good. That was pretty funny. You know, X number of days ago when I just happened to be thinking about you, like, I wonder what Cheese Empire's up to. And then you popped up on one of my videos and it was like, oh, hi! I just happened to be thinking of you and here you are. That's wonderful. It was so, it really was pretty adorable. Like, it's one of those moments when you just so happen to be thinking about someone and then they pop up. I really like moments like that. Those are always fun. So, let me check, make sure everything is going the way it's supposed to. Looks like it is. Very good. So, yay. And, I did what Double Rainbow recommended, which was test my, upload connection, and it's like an 11.56, which is really good, which explains why my uploads go so fast. Um, but still, yeah, me and DLive I think might not be compatible, or at least in regard to D3D Gear, which is the screen recorder I use, and I do not use OBS. I will never use OBS. I don't like it. I'm not compatible with OBS, so yeah. But anyways, let me show you guys like really quickly what I have here in regard to my house and like what I've done. Let me up. Let me up. There we go. So my house is going to be based on the long cat meme. I've kind of already talked about this, but I'm gonna, explain it anyways. So it's based on the long cat meme, and this is what I started yesterday. I was trying to stream it on DLive. Things were not going according to plan, even remotely. Like, it just, too many technical difficulties, and considering what had happened that day with, like, my mom being in the hospital and whatnot, I really was not hip to, streaming with, like, so many technical difficulties and whatnot. I was pretty mad. honestly, because it's like my mom, had all this abdominal pain, her back was hurting, she didn't feel well. Take her to the hospital, turns out she's having a problem with her gallbladder, and her gallbladder's got to be removed. Which is not like an unusual thing for a person her age or an unusual procedure because a lot of people go through that. However, it was very stressful, so we're like, not in a good mood over it. And then I try to do something fun to not have to think about the fact that this has happened to my mom, and I can't even stream, and I was not happy. So, anyways, yeah, this is gonna be very tall. This is gonna be a very large structure, and I'm gonna need a lot of sandstone for it. So let me, I want to wait for it to be nighttime before I start stream. Well, actually, I don't have to do that. Do I have my clock here? I could bring my clock, I have enough food. I don't need to bring more food with me. I was like, I'm gonna bring more food. I don't need to do that. I was gonna say I could bring my clock underground with me, but I don't need to do that. So let me just get a strip mine going, and we'll get to this. So yeah, but basically, like, I tried to talk about it on DLive, but it became a little bit difficult to talk about it because the stream kept cutting in and out. As a matter of fact, before I start telling a story, let me make sure things are working properly. Looks like they are. Good. Happy about that. So anyways, basically, like, it gets to be about 3 o'clock in the morning when we're at the hospital. And my mother's in a lot of pain. I'm very tired. I hadn't eaten since, like, 5 o'clock that evening, so I was really just not in a good mood. And so I go, to, or where I wanted to go was to the main lobby for the emergency room, which is basically like the waiting room for the ER. Everybody knows what that is. Like, anybody with any kind of common sense or just sense in general knows what that is when you ask them about it. So I asked for directions on how to get there. And this nurse, who's very polite, he tells me that if I go through these double doors, take a right and then a left, and I'll see like a security guy on my right, and there's like gonna be a couple of double doors, and if I go through those double doors, I'll be able to get out to that main lobby. So I'm like, okay, great, and I go that way, but when I get to those double doors, I realize that it doesn't lead to the main lobby. What it leads to, or not the main lobby, but to the waiting room, what it leads to is the cafeteria. And I had never asked for that, so I was a tad annoyed. Ooh, have I run into a cave? This would actually be really helpful if I did, would make my life a little bit easier. Well, maybe not because there's water. And water kind of doesn't make my life easier. So, I find, I, find this woman at these double doors. Ooh, double creepers! Haha, got you. So I find this, nurse at these double doors, and I asked her if there was a way for me to get back to the waiting room for the ER. Again, if you work there, you should know what that is. So she starts taking me in the completely opposite direction. I think, well, maybe I didn't listen to this guy's directions and I'm not going the right way, so I figure, okay. But then she starts asking me if I'm a patient and, what my room was. Now, you have to understand, first of all, I'm not wearing one of the hospital bracelets that they give you when they admit you to the ER. And if I was sick enough to be admitted, do you think that I'd be allowed to just get up and walk around and um, just wander all over the place aimlessly? No, I would not be allowed to do that. So it was a really dumb question for her to ask me. And so I'm like, no, my mother's a patient. I'm just trying to go to the waiting room for the ER. And she's like, well, the ER is right here. I said, no, I don't want to go in there. I want to go to the waiting room for the ER. And she really was not getting it. So this guy who was also there, who I guess was like one of like the priests or whatever for the hospital's chapel, he like comes over. He's like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I can help you find it. So I follow him thinking, okay. And he's like, do you want to go to the cafeteria? And I said, no. I'm like, I don't want to go to the cafeteria. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for the waiting room, you know, like the lobby for the ER where you guys have like a couple vending machines. And but I'm not looking for the cafeteria. So he's like, "Okay, okay, I'll take you there." Well, he brings me back to those doors, those double doors, and we go through them. And we go to the security guy, and the security guy says, "Oh yeah, this is the right way to go." So, me still being trusting and following this person, we go all the way to this, you know, through these doors, all the way down this hallway, and we get to the atrium and the cafeteria. And at this point, I'm like, am I speaking like some kind of language that no one understands? Because I never, he asked me cafeteria, and I said no. So if I say no, why would you bring me there? And I had said that to him. I'm like, you asked me if I wanted to go to the cafeteria, and I said no. Why did you bring me here? I was really perturbed about that. So, do I really want to embark on a ravine right now? I really don't. I just want to strip mine. That's really all I want to do is just strip mine. So, anyways, I think I'll go this way. So, he's like, well, there's a couch here, and you can sit down, you can get a cup of coffee, or I don't even drink coffee, and you know, can get something to eat. And I said, no, that's not where I want to go. I want to go to the waiting room for the emergency room. It's like, I guess, like, they don't understand what a waiting room is. Like, and the guy is still arguing with me and trying to convince me to go to where he has brought me. And I think it was like he just didn't understand and he was being stubborn about it. And it's like, I don't really care if don't bring me to a place that I don't want to go to and think that I'm just going to be like okay with it. So he's still being really insistent on me going into the cafeteria, and I'm like, I feel like I'm being surrounded by morons. I mean, I literally shout this, and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. You have to understand, and there's like this one woman in there who's just staring at me now, which was kind of embarrassing, but also kind of funny. So I want to go in the opposite direction of the ravine. I don't want to go to the ravine. I have no interest in the ravine. I just want to strip mine. Anyways, so we you know, he's like, "Okay, okay, I'll take you back to where you want to go." So he, you know, brings me back to the security guy, and I start asking the security guy because I figured maybe this guy's got sense, but he doesn't. In the meantime, on our way to the security guy, I'm talking to this guy like, all right, look, I want to go to the waiting room for the ER, the place where you come in from the street to talk to a receptionist to be seen by a doctor in the ER so that you can be admitted. You know, I'm like, I don't want to go to the cafeteria. I don't want to go to some other lobby. I said, that's where I want to go. And the guy like really didn't. He's like, I don't understand what you're talking about. It's like I don't know how else to explain this other than like screaming bloody murder. So this is a nice random little lava thing. Um, Safety first, folks. So I, you know, am asking the security guy, and he doesn't understand what I'm talking about either. And at this point, I'm like, am I speaking like Japanese or something? I mean, I know I speak Japanese, but I try not to just like randomly speak that with people. I'm like, I gotta be speaking English to these folks. I mean, I know it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm tired, but I can't possibly be explaining this in a really bizarre way. So I literally re explained it to the security guy in the way that I explained it to the other dude. And the other dude is trying to talk over me. So I'm like, no, we're done. And, he shut himself up. And then, I'm at Bedrock. I didn't even realize I was down that far. No wonder I was running into. No, that's not the button I want. That's the button I want. Oh, I'm at level 8. So, that's the level I want to be at, level 11. So, anyways, we, finally, you know, the security guy says to me, so do you want to go to the cafeteria? Again, they're like obsessed with this cafeteria. Or do you want to go to the waiting room? And I said, I want to go to the waiting room. It's like, I must have said waiting room like 50 times. And it's like, how do you hear waiting room and think cafeteria? Just because I say vending machine doesn't mean I want to go to the cafeteria because the waiting room has vending machines in it. I know, I've seen them. So I'm like getting to a point where I'm like really irritated too. And finally, I get to where I need to go, but it's like all of that commotion just for me to go to a vending machine and get a Fanta orange soda and a bag of Cheetos. And I mean, there's a kind of humor in this too, because it's like this is what it takes just to get from point A to point B in the middle of the night at Yale New Haven Hospital, but it was still like, this is silly. I mean, this is just a special kind of silly. So that was basically my night. I mean, my mother's night was much worse, but that's what I went through. And so in any case, my mom had the surgery last night. Just check stream again. Okay, it seems to be behaving. Good. Very nice. Anyways, so she had the surgery this. Oh, hi, Lava. There's a lot of you. Oh, strip mine. Nice. Or not strip mine. What's it called? Mine shaft. That's not safe at all. This will be a nice little fun adventure. So she had the surgery done. It went really well. No complications or anything like that, which is always good. And really not interested in this uh, mine shaft. I just want to strip mine. That's all I want to do. So things went well, and yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like even though it's kind of a simple surgery and it's not like a really dangerous surgery, you know what I mean? Like all surgeries are dangerous, but a gallbladder surgery really isn't that like scary of a surgery. I mean, it literally took like I think maybe an hour and 15 minutes for them to finish the procedure. So it happened like very quick, which was great. It was still like unnerving because it's like it's surgery, and my mom has had a lot of surgeries in the past year. A lot of them have been really great. She's had like a paniculectomy, which is a not the same thing as a tummy tuck. Like a lot of people call it a tummy tuck, but that's not what it is. Paniculectomy is the removal of excess skin on the stomach after a person has gone through significant weight loss. So that was like the first major surgery that my mother had since the gastric bypass back in like 2007. So you know, she had the paniculectomy, which was pretty awesome, and the surgeon did beautiful work. She had a couple other things done, or like she had another procedure done relatively recently, and one done before that. Like there was one procedure she had done, which is a little bit more personal, which is why I'm not going to reveal exactly what it was. And that one went really well. The surgeon did a beautiful job. And the second one that she had done was just to correct like an issue that was a result of that surgery, which has a tendency to happen. And, you know, it's not the surgeon's fault. It just is what it is. The only thing that really annoyed me today was that my mother, or the surgeon who did the procedure on my mother, she didn't like leave a voicemail for me when she called me. She just called and then didn't say anything. And it's like, this is my mother, this is my relative, and it would be nice if you leave me a voicemail and say, hey, your mom did really well, etc., you know, please come visit her, or something like that. You know, just like give me some kind of reassurance that she's okay. Don't just call and like not say anything. I thought that was really disrespectful. And I wasn't sure if maybe like they were confused about my phone number because I have that new area code, the 475, so I thought maybe it's that or something. Oh, hello. Oh no. No. I was trying to avoid that. Ow. Oh, here they come. This is both like a cool find and a not cool find. Let's try to disable that. I don't want to break it because if it's a double spawner, that would be like really, really helpful. It looks like it's only one. I'm gonna definitely collect all of this because hey, why not? So um, I like double checked like with the doctor and everything that was attending my mom and whatnot, and I'm like double checking to make sure that he or that they all know what my cell number is and that that's the correct number, and please call me by that number and no other number. Like I get that they would be confused because it's a new area code and you know you want to call like the right number and whatnot, but still I'm listed as my mother's emergency contact, and every time they speak to me, it's always the same. You know what I mean? Like, I always give the same number. So you would think that they would understand that, but whatever. Yep, I'm taking the rails. I actually need them. They're pretty important. And I'm actually going to take this as well. Um, I don't need that. I'm going to put the chest down. And we're going to put the crap in the chest. Because I really don't want to carry a bunch of junk. And you know what? I'm going to keep the cobblestone, though. The cobblestone's actually useful and important. But not these things. Alrighty, so anyways, so yeah, I was like, let me just make sure that everybody, like, understands what's going on. Because I'm really not in the mood, because I was thinking to myself, I'm, like, really not in the mood for any kind of nonsense. It was really irritating me, too, because it's like, I didn't know, should I come here and get my mother and help her get home? Should I not? It's like, I'm not really sure what to do. Ooh, diamond. Yay. That's what I'm looking for. First, let me murder this zombie. Ooh, bedrock. Oh, this looks really cool. I mean, bedrock is not a very pretty block, but it still looks really cool. Like, I've never really seen this before. Like, I've never been this far down in a mine shaft, so this is pretty awesome. Might as well grab this. I'm gonna need a lot of redstone for my roller coaster, so we're not building a roller coaster in today's episode, but we will eventually. That zombie sounds very close by. Don't want that. Okay, we're gonna grab the gold. Ooh, cool! Absolutely! Also kind of dangerous, but I don't really care. Um, this is really far down, too. Let's see, can I... Oh, I'm not... Can I hit you guys, though? No, I can't even hit you guys. Let me see if there's a way to... Well, there is a way for me to dig myself down. Hey guys, what's up? Oh, there's a lot of you now. This is awesome. I'm totally gonna use this as like an experience grinder. Wow, this is really cool. This is a great find right here. I'm really happy about this. Ooh, awesome. Ooh, buckets too. Nice. I'll take the gunpowder as well. That's always useful. We're gonna get all of the cobblestone out of our inventory. Ooh, golden apple. Absolutely. Ooh, want that. Want that as well. The beetroot seeds I really don't need. We have plenty of those at spawn. And we could throw that in there. So that is a really, really awesome find. Let me see what's down over here, if anything. Not much other than that dude. So let's see, what is this way? Nothing. Alright, just let me actually get myself back up, and get the diamonds. too. That's an interesting glitch. Do you see that down at the bottom right? That's interesting. Anyways, yeah, I think it was just the two. That's okay. My goal was diamonds, so it's fine. Throw that in there. That's a pretty good haul, actually. Let me see if I can sleep. Nope, can't. Because there are monsters nearby. Well, let me, continue on with the mining and the stripping. Or the stripping and the mining. Oh, hi! This really isn't where I wanted to... no, I'm so done with the mine shaft at this point. Like, really done. I guess I could just, like, branch off this way. I think that would be fine. So, I'm not sure what else to talk about at this point. Like, eventually I kind of just, like, run out of things to talk about. So... Ooh, more gold, nice. This is definitely the most, complicated strip mine that I've ever made. In a while. I don't want any phantom spawning, that's why I want to sleep so badly. So, yeah. You know, I'm so glad that I was able to find this mending book, too, really early in the game, because basically, this pick is never gonna run out. I'm probably going to have this pick for, like, the rest of, the series. Unless, like, I die in lava or something. So, yeah. Always want iron. It's a lot of iron. It was a good vein, I liked that. So, I'm pretty sure that my mother will be coming home tomorrow evening. That would be great if that's the case. Because, you know, my poor cat Phryne, she misses my mom so much, and every time that somebody comes into the building and she hears, like, you know, a door clicking, she thinks that my mom is coming home, and she, like, runs into the living room with, like, her tail wagging and everything. or her tail bobbing up and down because her tail doesn't really wag. It kind of spins around like a propeller because she's a Japanese bobtail and she has a very tiny tail. Um, but she's like wagging her tail and perks up, and then my mom doesn't come in, and she comes and looks at me like, "Where is my mom?" So today I called my mother's cell phone while she was recovering and whatnot, and my mom talked to Friday through the phone. And Friday at first was like, "What? I hear mom's voice." And she was like looking at all the doors in the apartment like, where's my mom? My mom is not in this room. What is going on? And then, it suddenly occurred to Franny, oh, mom is in the phone. So she's like rubbing on the phone and wagging her tail, and my mom's saying, I love you to her. And it was just so cute. So it was a really sweet moment. And it made Franny very happy, and that's what's important. So, and our other cat, Spike, doesn't really care. So, because, Spike's a cat. But Freddy's like a unique cat, so she's very she's got really good puzzle intelligence for a cat, so yeah. Gold and iron are great. I need both of them, but I also really need diamonds. Yeah, Bronzy was gonna lend me his Fortune 3 pick so that I could go mining and get more diamonds, but then my stream was just acting really funky, so that didn't happen. But it's okay, it's not that big of a deal. It is what it is. Oh, hi, gold that I didn't really see. No, I don't have enough room for that. I see how it is. When you actually mine up too much iron. Yeah, so me on this server, a huge portion of what I do on like a regular basis is this. Like I wish I could say that most of the stuff that I do looked like really awesome all the time, but truthfully, most of the stuff I do is this right here, this whole strip mining thing. So, yeah. I'm only going to go a little bit further and then I'm going to go back to the surface because I like to go do other things. Here, diamonds, 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 diamonds. Here, diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. It really does bother me these days, too, how rare diamonds are in this game, because in real life, diamonds aren't rare at all, which is kind of like a thing that people started talking about on the internet very recently. And it was funny for me because I was like, do people not know this? So, yeah. I mean, I don't expect Minecraft to be that real, though, so. That was a weird noise. direction is that coming from? I want to know. So I'm going to turn on the subtitles. Okay, it's in this direction. Oh, I just turned on all my computer information somehow. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was interesting. I liked how it said that in the subtitles. Eerie noise. Hmm. Oh. I thought this would be more exciting. It's really not. It's just another... This mine shaft is, like, insanely huge. And I'm kind of over it. I think now would be a good time for me to go back to the surface. I'm going to leave the subtitles on just for anyone who's watching who may need them. So, wow, this is really exciting. Running down this long strip. Highlight of my life. Wow, I didn't... Oh, server restart in 5 minutes. Okay, so, we're gonna have to take a 5-minute intermission. Well, not like a 5-minute, but we're gonna have to take an intermission in a little while. Well, that's good. I got 2 diamonds for my enchantment table. And I like how it's telling me about my own footsteps, too. That's nice. And it's almost nighttime. So let me throw all of this in here. That's a lot of stuff. Sleep off the night. Cat meows, fox sniffs. It's so cute. You are so cute. You know that? You are very cute. By the way, if you guys are wondering, his name is Reese. This is actually the proper spelling of the name Reese. So just like Reese's Pieces, except the proper spelling. So let me log off really quick just so that the server can do its restart, and then we will be back in a moment. Alrighty guys, we're back. Went and got myself something to eat really quick too. Just, you know, some crackers and whatnot, so yeah, let me make a few furnaces. And then, yeah, I'll put them right here, why not? So, and go like that, and then go like that. Chop that in half. That should be enough to do that one. And right there. Cut that in half, and that'll definitely be more than enough coal to smelt all of this iron. So I'm gonna make myself a bunch of iron shovels and go collect a whole lot of sand. And by a whole lot of sand, I mean a whole lot of sand, because we're gonna need a lot of it. Very exciting. I kind of apologize if you guys can hear me chewing, but I'm hungry. And nothing stands in the way of me and food. By the way, I have not expanded my army today. I love it when they all turn and look at me, too. It is so great. It's like, you know, my loyal subjects just all turning to stare straight at me. It's also kind of, like, jarring and kind of almost like a thing in a horror film. Where they all turn. I wonder if Mojang intended that to be as creepy as it is. Alright, let's make... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be enough. It really should. I think I'm just gonna bring, like, extra iron with me so that I can make more when I need to. That way I don't have to, like, come all the way back here to make another, set of shovels. I only need one bucket. Alright, I'm gonna bring that with me too. I've got my thing right there. I'll bring this with me too, because hey, why not? Let all of that, all this probably will be done by the time I get back. At least I hope. You know what? Before I forget, let me do the cool thing and put the diamond horse armor on Dragon. Because that's awesome. Excuse me, I just burped. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I heard it. I'll check and make sure. Is my stream working? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. It's kind of funny because on my end, the stream is actually still down in the strip mine, but I'm actually in the overworld right now, so it's taking its sweet dear time to catch up. By the way, let me guys show you something really funny in like a really cool way that a pig cart is doing over here. Look at his bamboo forest land. I mean, look at all this. There's just bamboo everywhere. It I mean, it's hilarious when he like obsessively plants the what do you call them? The yellow flowers, you know, and he's got a whole bunch of them, but it's him with the bamboo. This is going to be like his new thing. I just know it is. It's absolutely hilarious. So, yeah, pretty much at this point, I think everything that Pigcart does is hilarious. And it used to be that the only person who I would laugh at that much was a Nani Pig, but now, like, I have two people who I laugh at that much. Ow. So, yeah. But pretty much everything that he does is funny. I mean, he's just an absolutely hilarious person. I don't think there are very many people in my life that I've met, excuse me, and been friends with who have been that funny. So, yeah. Gear equips. Dispenser failed. What? Maybe it's a thing with the sheep. Whatever. Let me go out to the desert in any case. So yeah. These are really nice mountains, by the way. I mean, they can definitely use like some nice terraforming, but they're really nice mountains. Like this whole area is just like, ooh. I kind of picked this spawn, like, well, the spawn was really like right in here. And I kind of picked this seed because I saw this and I'm like, ooh, mountains. I want to build there. Like, I honestly was not thinking that much about the rest of the group, but I was like, I really want this, but it's so mountainous. No one else is going to build in like this kind of an area like I do. So I gotta find like a plains biome somewhere so that we can have a spawn on like kind of flat ground. And so when I found, you know, the plains that was so close by, I was like, oh, that's so perfect. I was very happy. It was like it worked out for me and everyone else. Oh, cute. This way to Newt's farm. Aw. Oh, I spammed like so many torches around here because of that lighting glitch that was happening. So there's just like a ton of torches over there. Ooh, what's this? This is interesting. That's a cool looking cave. But that's in his territory, so I'm not going down in there. I just think it's cool looking. I love his base too. His base gets more and more interesting like every single day. His strip mine is awesome too. I am like so in love with this. It's just like the coolest thing. Yeah, this base is awesome. This is pure genius. Why had I not thought of this? They can no longer hurt you. This is pure genius. I'm gonna have to copy this. I love that. Putting the carpets on top of the berry bushes, that's pure genius. Cocoa bean animal. That's funny. This is birch forest, oak, spruce, snowy hills, swamp, jungle, acacia desert. What on earth is this? We. This is very fun and uncomfortable at the same time. That's really uncomfortable to watch. Interesting. Okay. Ooh, what's this? This is neat. Thank you for the scaffolding bridge. I quite like it. I love the scaffolding so much. I'm gonna start using it soon. I want to actually try to make some in this stream if I can, because I think that would be fun. So, if I remember right, the desert's just kind of like out in that area. Yeah, before I was like, yeah, I know exactly where the desert is, and now I'm like, do I know where the desert is? Not sure if I know where the desert is. Yes, game. Thank you for telling me where my footsteps are. I appreciate, or that I have footsteps. I appreciate it. pretty sure it's this way. I've been here before. Not like here, but I might actually be going the wrong way. Well, it's the direct opposite of spawn, so I'm actually kind of going the right way, I guess. I don't recognize this, though. This is gonna be one of those, like, run around like a chicken with my head cut off sort of moments, and, these are the sorts of things that I cut out of my, like, regular episodes, like, out of my videos for obvious reasons. So, I feel like it's actually more in that direction. Or I should have just followed his sign. Let me go back to his place because he had signs that said where to go. And I should just follow his signs and not be a moron. If you guys haven't already caught on, I tend to be a moron in this game a lot. I'm gonna need to sleep in a few minutes too. Okay, so it is directly in that direction. Okay, so, let me put down my bed. Wait for the sun to go down. Whee! Make a chicken. Or don't. Just don't make a chicken, fine. And want a chicken anyways. It's gotta be around here somewhere. His signs say in this direction, so this is the direction I'm going. I've been to this desert like a bajillion times. I should... There it is, I can see it. I was gonna say, I should know where it is. It's funny how many times I've come out to this desert without reading any signs, and then the one time I read a sign and I have no idea where I'm going. Okay, let's do this. I really have nothing to talk about, guys. I'm sorry. It's just like these are the sorts of things when I record that I would just cut out of the video completely. I would not put any of this in usually. So, or I would like record it and just time lapse it. So I really don't have a whole lot to talk about. I mean, I do have a lot to talk about, but it's like against the server rules to talk about it. Like, I have all kinds of political opinions, but I can't share those because I have rules about not talking about politics on this server and in our videos. Because we are Hexacon, not a political platform. Like, I love freedom of speech. I really do. And I would love for us to be able to just talk about anything, but certain topics just make people very angry and create all kinds of fights among people, and it's best not to go down the politics and religious, you know, topic roads. It's just not a good idea to talk about those things, so I feel it's better to just avoid it completely. So yeah, but you know, there's other topics too that we're not allowed to talk about on the server, such as mental health is another one, because what really upsets me on social media is when I come onto my socials and I see so many posts about depression and suicide over and over and over again. And considering that in my life I have suffered from depression, and there were a couple times in my life that I was suicidal when I was much younger, I really don't want to see those things. I mean, it's not going to make me suicidal. The thing is, I just don't want to see it because it's so upsetting. It's like, for me, for lack of a better term, it's a bit of a trigger. And I know it can be triggering for other people, which is why I prefer not to talk about it too much in depth. But, you know, there are a lot of things that people just want to openly talk about that really are not appropriate to openly talk about. Like, people don't really understand that talking about these things so openly, especially when you haven't actually lived with them or lived through them, can be very upsetting for your audience. And, you know, it's like spread awareness about these things. Well, I've lived with it every day for most of my life. I'm quite aware, and I don't need to be made more aware of it. So, and I get the point. You know, I understand completely that people want to support other people and help people and get people to understand the warning signs and so on and so forth. I understand completely the intentions. But some of the worst things imaginable have been done with the best intentions. Yes, I stole that quote from Jurassic Park 3, but it's a fantastic quote and it fully applies to this situation. But it's just, there's certain things that really bother me, and, you know, I'm not the only person on the server who kind of feels the same way about this in one way or another, or just needs to be protected from certain things. So that's the other reason too, because it's not just for me and my irritation with let's raise awareness, and nobody becomes any more aware or more educated about anything. It's also for the other members of the server who really deserve to be protected. So that's my whole thought process on that. Um, But like even the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge really began to infuriate me after a while, because I had a friend who was diagnosed with ALS and he was going downhill really fast, and the people who did the challenge, a lot of the time they were like, yeah, it's the Ice Bucket Challenge, but they wouldn't say anything about ALS. They wouldn't. Hi, Doge Lover 65. This is vanilla, completely vanilla. had a bit of a weird lag spike there. Excuse me while I stuff my face. So anyways, it really bothered me because it's like, I know what ALS is really like for a person. I mean, I don't have it, but I know what it's like. I've seen what it does to someone. And for people to take advantage of the Ice Bucket Challenge in such mass, uh, Franny, you're licking my mouse pad and you're sending my mouse in all kinds of weird ways. Please stop it. Honey, my cat's sitting on my bed right now and she's licking my mouse pad. Oh, this is adorable. Good thing I'm not like in a boss battle right now because this would be problematic. Um, but I just feel that people took advantage of the Ice Bucket Challenge and they used it as a way to be like, getting popular on social media, not necessarily to spread awareness about ALS, which again, the whole awareness thing drives me up a wall. And not trying to educate the public about what ALS is and what it does to people. And one, campaign that was going on that I thoroughly enjoyed and thought was far more beneficial to folks who have ALS was the campaign to make GM604 available to the public. It's a new drug that actually has shown to be helpful to people with ALS. And considering that these people are terminally ill and they got nothing to lose if you really think about it, to try to say, well, we don't want to give it to you because it might hurt you. It's like they're already dying. I mean, let's be real here. They're already dying. What harm could it do? So that was the general attitude that a lot of these ALS patients had. It's like, no, let us have it because we want something. It's better than nothing. If anything, let people have it just so they can feel like they have something to be hopeful about. You know what I mean? Um, so there was a big push for that, and I remember, this friend of mine, he did a beautiful video with his family, and it was so heartbreaking in a sense because his dad was so upset toward the end of the video, and there's a moment when his dad like leans down and kisses the top of his head, and it was absolutely beautiful, and it was very heartbreaking, but it was one of those moments where it just made what he was going through that much harder, but also that much more beautiful at the same time to see how much his family loved him. Like, that was just a really beautiful thing to see. And so, yeah, he, it, it really did a lot to him. I think, you know, the saddest, I mean, there were a lot of sad things about it, but one of the saddest things, too, was that, you know, his artwork was just so phenomenal. I mean, everything that he made, whether it was realistic or an illustration, just always looked alive. And it's very rare to find an artist who can make all of their art look alive in the way that he did. And he couldn't paint or draw in such detail anymore because of what the disease did to his body. And it was so heartbreaking because that was like his life, literally. His life was art. And the disease like took away a huge portion of his life. And I remember there was a conversation that he and I had had a long, long, long time ago about the disease, and he had told me that one of the things that he was the most afraid of was losing his arms. And the reason we were talking about that was because I had said to him, I had this thing about getting blood work and always having to have it done on my right arm because I'm left-handed and I'm afraid of something happening to my left arm and then not being able to be an artist anymore. And that's when he brought up, his fear of losing his arms. And I thought it was a very interesting conversation that we kind of had that as similarity. So, it was a wonderful conversation. I'll remember it to this day. And so, yeah. God, he was such a great person, too. He really was. Like, just the sweetest, calmest person I think I've ever met with, like, a really hyper and spitfire kind of attitude at the same time. Like, he was such a sweet person, but he also had all of this energy, and he was very extroverted, and I usually don't get along with extroverts very well, and there was a point in time when he and I didn't get along with each other. I want to point that out. So, we did not get along perfectly. And so, um, but for quite a long time, I think because he was so calm, I also did get along with him pretty well. So, yeah. I mean, at this point, he passed away back in 2017, so it's been a while. And now when I think about him, it's more like thinking about him in like nostalgia in a sense, not necessarily like out of mourning or out of sadness. It's more like, yeah, that was my friend. And that was the stuff that we did. That was the stuff we talked about, and that was, you know, how we related to each other. And so I don't think that his family's feeling the same way that I do, because they were obviously much closer to him than I was. But that's how I specifically feel about it. So yeah. But that being said, let's jump into a more fun topic, like this server and recruitment. So if I can get DLive to work, that would be great, because Double Rainbow said something really cool on our Discord the other day about how we could be the SMP of DLive, and I think that is just a phenomenal idea for a whole bunch of us to bring this SMP to DLive and really become prominent on that platform, especially because it's a growing platform, so it's, ooh, excuse me, I burped. It's a good idea for us to take advantage of that now. And so I would love for us to be able to do that, to really make a name for ourselves and for Hexacon, for the entire group, and really make this into a series that people look forward to and want to watch. I mean, of course we're doing this because we enjoy it. If we didn't like doing this, believe me, we would not do it. Like, if I didn't want to have an SMP, there would be no SMP. Like, um, so, I never would have started this if I didn't want it. But at the same time, a lot of us are trying to grow our channels. Like, a lot of us are in it just because we enjoy it, but a lot of us too are in it because we want to grow our channels and really like expand on this and have it be something that a significant number of people watch, on YouTube and DLive and Twitch and other platforms. So this is something that we're really like working on and thinking about. And we're always recruiting new people. We can have a maximum of 50 people on this server. So we've got a lot of space. Like right now, I think we have like about 13 people total. If you count Anani Pig, who unfortunately still can't join Season 2 yet. I hope she's able to get her computer conundrum fixed soon so that she is able to join us now while it's still early in the game. Because I really don't want her to miss out on anything. I really don't. I want her to be able to, like, participate and have fun with us and so on and so forth, because she deserves it. She deserves to have fun. So, yeah. But, it does feel a little weird to be in Season 2 and not have a Nani Big here. It really does. It's like, I need your colorful, adorable build style. I really do. I need my BFF. It's like Brawny and Raven have their BFFs, and I need my BFF too. Actually, um, I guess you could say that Pigcart and Newt are BFFs. I mean, you should have seen Pigcart's stream on DLive when he saw Newt for the first time on the server and was just like going absolutely bonkers in the chat, like typing in all capitals, like Newt! It was just so cute. Those two are like absolutely hilarious as friends. So, let me combine Make a whole bunch of sandstone. This is not going to be enough. I'm going to need a lot more than this because I'm making Long Cat, and if you know this meme, you know how outrageously big Long Cat is. So this is going to be a very tall thing. So yeah, I'm going to need a lot. And I'm going to have to make a little bit of concrete too, but that's really not going to be that big of a deal. I probably won't make the concrete tonight because that's going to be really grindy, but I'll probably do that like off camera or something. I just need the concrete for like the inner ears of the cat and the face. So let's free up some inventory space. I'm going to run out of space too soon, or somewhat soon. Oh, and today, because it was such a beautiful day out, I took the cats outside in the backyard for a little while. And Friday just kind of sat around like, oh, this is nice. Oh, look, grass. I'll roll around it. And that's really all she did. But Spike, he was just like all over the place and like talking about everything, like going around. That really is how he talks. I'm not like exaggerating. That is exactly how Spike talks. And he also like when he's really happy about something and excited, he'll make this like brrr noise, and it's so funny. So eventually he goes off like under this bush for a little while. He loves to like hang out under bushes. And then he comes back with this stick in his mouth and he comes up to he's like with this stick in his mouth and drops it in front of me and just starts screaming out like meow. And it was pretty hilarious, but he like when he does that, essentially what he's doing is like screaming at me to pay attention to this thing that he has found. And I swear, in translation, like if you translated what he was, like his screams to English, you'd be like, Mom! There's a stick! Look at the stick! It's amazing! Do you see this stick? This stick is important! You gotta look at it right now! Like, I swear that's exactly what he would be saying if he could speak English. And it's hilarious because it's just a stick. And so he does this with leaves too, where he'll find like a gigantic leaf and he'll pick it up by the stem and carry it into the house and leave it somewhere. Like I found a leaf, and he'll be so proud of himself too. It'll be like the best discovery he's ever made. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I like how I tried to open my inventory to like pick up my bed. You could tell it's late at night, so. Wow, this is like so entertaining. This is like the best thing ever. I'm so glad I decided to stream myself collecting sand. So exciting. I think what I'll do is make this like a two-part stream, and I'll probably stream me like actually smelting all of this and um building the cat tomorrow if I'm able to. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to stream tomorrow because my mother might be coming home from the hospital tomorrow, so it depends. I might have to do this on like Sunday or Monday or something like that. Maybe not Monday because I have a job interview on Monday. I have one of those phone interviews. Phone interviews are a new thing for me. I kind of like them, but they're a new thing for me too. So it's like, huh, do I really want to do that? And I'm like, yeah, I do because I need a job and because I'm unemployed. So yeah, the school that I was working at, I kind of talked about this a little bit in during season 1 of this series, but the place that I was working at, I decided to leave. There were some things that happened there that I can't talk about publicly because of confidentiality, but there were some things that happened that were very concerning, and it was a very toxic and uncomfortable environment to work in, and that's why I left. And I'm not happy about it because there are certain kids there that I had formed really strong attachments to, and was working with very closely and had made quite a bit of progress with those kids. So for me to disappear suddenly um, really wasn't good. And so, yeah, but I mean, there really wasn't anything that I could do about that. So it had to be that way. It just did. So it is what it is. But, there's a cave here, by the way. That this whole thing, like, when I was mining here before, like, caved in on me, and, like, all of a sudden, the ground just disappeared underneath me. It was very jarring. It's also really funny, but did I get that on video? No, of course not. Because, like that right there. Okay, I should not be mining in this spot for obvious reasons. I think I'm going to move on to a different area now. Or just, stop. I think this is a good stopping point at this point. I've got a lot of sandstone. So, um, I don't want an extra piece of sand in my inventory. That's a fair bit of sandstone. That might be enough, at least to build most of the cat. So I think what I'm going to do is get myself back to spawn. Not jump in the creeper hole. Is this the... No, excuse me. No. You get in my inventory, you compass. And, yeah, so I'm going to get this started on smelting, and then, I'll build the cat relatively soon. I'm glad that I am streaming this stuff because I do want you guys to see, like, what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I mean, it's probably not the most exciting thing to watch, but I do think it's kind of fun. And it also gets me used to actually doing live streams because I do want to do more of them. Like, I did one live stream during season 1, and I had a lot of fun with that, and I had a good handful of viewers for it too, but I'd like to actually have like a whole bunch of people so that like I can interact with chat more and whatnot. As a matter of fact, let me check and see how chat is going. Um, how long has this sap been up? Do you mean SMP? Also, hi Whispering Ducky, good to see you. Glad you're here. This season started about a week or two ago. The SMP, or this is the SMP's second season. So it's been up for a while, I guess. Yes, cow, I can hear you. Ow. I come through Newt's base so much. This is probably. I wonder if this is gonna like drive him crazy after a while. The way that I just like take a shortcut through his base. I mean, his base is literally on the way to like where I go, like all the time. So when I don't need sandstone anymore, this I probably won't come to his base that often. But until then, I'm gonna have to use his base as a shortcut. I mean, I could go around, but his base is so cute and awesome looking that I really don't want to go around. I want to walk through it because it's fun. So I think until like Pigcart really gets started on his base and like really starts like building more and more stuff. Like I mean, he's already gotten started, but once he really gets started with like a house and everything or whatever kind of living structure he's gonna make, I'll probably be visiting him a lot more. But for right now, I think my most visited member of the server is definitely Newt. Like, hands down. I go to Newt's place, like, all the time. I don't need to go to specifically spawn. What the heck am I doing? Um, I need to go this way to my home. I also need to eat food. I thought that was a creeper hole, but it's not. Ow. I knew that was gonna hurt me and I did it anyways. I'm sure all of that isn't even done smelting yet, all that iron that I was getting going. Oh, it is. Okay, never mind. That's a fair bit of iron. I mean, considering all of the, um, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Considering all of the rails, that's the word I was thinking of, rails. All the rails that I have to make, I need all that iron. Hey, Reese, how are you? So while I'm waiting for that to smelt up, I'm gonna eat some more, cheese crackers. But I also want to make a proposal to Pigcart. Whenever he watches this, see this mountain right here? This is kind of like, I had originally considered building like some kind of tower structure on top of this, but it's so close to his area that he's living in that I really don't want to encroach on his space, and I want our spaces to be able to like live harmoniously next to each other. So my proposal is, what if he and I actually worked on something together that could be on top of this particular mountain, like right here where I'm standing, like this whole thingy mabobber, and could maybe be a little steampunk, but also in his style too, and it could kind of like bridge the gap between like his base and my base. That's a thought. So that's my proposal. Also, where I have this dirt bridge right here, I'm actually going to build a glass tube that's gonna be kind of similar to like the Super Mario pipes, but made of glass. Because there are like glass tubes in that game, or in some of the Super Mario games. So, like glass pipes. So, I want to build a glass pipe that's something that you would actually use to take up into the world, or not into the world, into the you know, base and whatnot. So it'll like go in and up. And there are things I'm going to have underground too. So I kind of would like to have like a pipe system underground that you could explore and whatnot. Because I think that'd be like a lot of fun. So I definitely want to do that, and I think that'll be very exciting. So yeah, but it'd be kind of nice too, because I also want to have like one pipe that goes somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly. Maybe right over there. Maybe like more over there. Or even there. I haven't decided yet, but I do want to have like a big aquarium that's sort of like a big tube that's also like a dome at the same time. Like those glass covers that you put over like really precious knickknacks and whatnot. Oh God, what am I doing? I was making glass instead of. Oops. Well, actually, I need glass, so never mind. We'll continue to do that. Um. Anyways, so I just had like a freak out for no reason. But I want to make that, but have it be like an aquarium, and also have it be my Fishymon store. Because here's what I'm thinking, okay? This building that I'm building is not just going to be the house I live in, it's also going to be Rent-A-Cat 2.0. So this building will be Rent-A-Cat. Some of these cats you will be able to rent. Then there will be Fishymon, and Fishymon is basically going to be like a tropical fish store where you can come in and collect a couple of fish, each time. And so there's Fishymon. Then somewhere around here, probably like over here because there's so much space for it. I'm gonna build a giant llama statue, like a really gigantic llama statue, and it's gonna be on top of a building that's gonna be like a stable for llamas, so that you can come and tame some llamas and get like your own llama and whatnot. And then there will be like buildings and houses and whatnot all over this particular mountain, and like in the mountainside there's going to be like a whole bunch. um and I'm also going to have like a horse stable, probably like back in that area, which I think would be like really cool. Because there's just so much space here. Like I can build so many things, and there's going to be like a horse stable and whatnot, and you can tame horses. And I'm going to have a place to tame wild cats and tame wolves as well. So there's going to be that, and all of these things are going to have different names. Like the there's Rent-A-Cat, but the place where you tame the cats is going to be called Kitty Conundrum. The place where you tame the wolves will be Puppy Palace. The place for llamas is going to be Llama Land. The place for horses is going to be Horsey Heaven. I think you guys are getting kind of the theme here. And then Fishymon is different only because it's based on a joke from season 1, when Pigcart was talking to me about his aquarium, and he said that he wanted to collect all the fish, and I started singing "Gotta catch 'em all, Fishymon," and then I mentioned that I wanted to have a tropical fish store, and he got really excited. So I was like, I'm gonna do that in season 2. So yeah. Well, this is gonna take forever. I'm not gonna sit here streaming smelting because it's gonna take forever. So I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you very much for turning out for the stream. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And this is a lot of fun. I know I'm eating, and you can probably hear it, but these cheese nips are just so good that I can't resist them. So anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then feel free to subscribe, comment, and like if you want to see more. And in the next episode, I swear to you, we will finish this cat. We will build the entire cat. And before I forget, just for the sake of thumbnails, I do want to take a screenshot of this so I can use it as a thumbnail. Not going to be very exciting, but that's okay. There we go. Alrighty, guys, have a lovely night. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next stream. I'm kind of over it. I think now would be a good time for me to go back to the surface. I'm going to leave the subtitles on just for anyone who's watching